very first video post for the girl who loved to read, which will be a book haul, and I will show you all of my spring purchases, of which there are quite a few. I was lucky enough to buy quite a lot of books. I had my birthday as well, and though it's a bit late to show you all of them, due to having moved to a new country in the last few weeks, I bought so many wonderful ones that I really wanted to show you what I got. Sorry, it can't be more of a bookish background today for my first video, but unfortunately it wasn't possible. I live with someone else, you know, bloody husband. So you'll have to make do with Indiana Jones and Twin Peaks and Disney up there for today. Anyway, books is what we're here to talk about, and bought a bunch of new books and some old books, and without further ado I will start you off with one of the first ones, which is this, Middlesex by Geoffrey Eunidice. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I've only read The Virgin Suicides by Geoffrey Eunidice, which I reviewed on the blog, and I really adored it. And Middlesex is one of his earlier novels, and basically it's about either a hermaphrodite or a transsexual, I'm not entirely sure, someone who doesn't have any fixed gender, sex, let's say, and also about being an immigrant growing up in the United States in the 70s and 80s. And I've wanted to read this for quite some time, and then it was in sale in the spring, so I got it. The second book I got is something that has been going around for ages, feels like, and I never got around to reading it or buying it, but then I was looking at the sale, and here was A Discovery of Witches in this really pretty paperback edition, but very sort of different from the ones you usually see, at least I have. And I've wanted to read it for a really long time, and I figured I'm going to get it. Those of you who don't know, basically it's about witches and a manuscript, and I think something about vampires as well. But it'll be really exciting. I've wanted to read this for a very long time. The third book I got in the new book sale this spring was No Country for Old Men by Cormac McCarthy, whose book The Road, which is probably his most famous, I really adored. It's probably one of the best dystopian novels out there in general. And this was filmatized, I don't know, about 10 years ago, maybe a bit less, with Javier Bardem, I think, or Benicio del Toro. Sorry, one of those guys. And it's really creepy and really scary and very strange, but that's exactly the sort of thing I loved. So when I saw this, I wanted to give McCarthy another try and see if he can do just as well as he did with The Road in some of his other novels. So next book I got is As I Lay Dying by William Faulkner. Faulkner is one of those names that is just, you know, he's won the Nobel Prize, and it's not a very large book, but it's it's one of the vintage classics, which I really love. I love these with the red spines and the really pretty covers usually. When I say usually, it's because this, which is, as far as I know, about the death and burial of an elderly woman, and, well, actually about her family coming together for the burial, and all these family issues come up. And but there's a big picture of a horse's eye on the cover, which, quite frankly, I have no idea why this image was chosen, and everything I know about the book has no indication as to why you'd have a horse's eye on the cover. So I'm very intrigued to see what's with the horse's eye. I'll let you know. Lastly, of my sort of new books, is this gorgeous series by Ben Aronovich, Peter Grant series. The first one is Rivers of London, which I read a couple of years ago now, and I really liked it. It had a few first book issues, but I really liked this, let's say, the voice of the author, and I really liked his idea, which is essentially Peter Grant is a police constable in London in our times who finds out that there is more supernaturalness in the world than he had thought. Is that a word, supernaturalness? Anyway, and he becomes an apprentice magician. So this is the first book, Rivers of London. The second is Moon over Soho. And the third is Whispers Underground. And all three I got for a very lovely price, and I just adore these covers. Look, I mean, they're paperbacks and they're just really, really gorgeous. I love this old map with some blood running over it. It's just, I really think they're gorgeous. So I'll be very happy. I'm looking forward to reading these hopefully soon. I think the fourth book has just been published. So hopefully I'll love these and run out and buy the fourth one. And I'll give a review of all of them soon, hopefully. So the last new book that I bought was, I was finished with all of these, there's text, all of these paperbacks, and I was leaving the shop, and then just there on the corner for a very, very favourable price, what do I find but this gorgeous copy of Sense and Sensibility. It was really, really bargain price. It's a beautiful hardback with these gorgeous flowery motif, and I had to pick it up. I've never read Sense and Sensibility, which is a shame because I've heard nothing good. I've heard nothing good about Sense and Sensibility. No one cares about that anyway, so I've heard nothing but good things about this book. Obviously, Austen. I've seen the film, several films actually, and wanted to read it so bad, but most of all, I'm really happy to have a very beautiful copy of it on my shelves now. The last new book I'm going to show you, it was one of my birthday presents. I had my birthday in April, and as I may have mentioned, I believe, I collect the Clothbound Classics series from Penguin, which is really, really beautiful books bound in cloth. So far I don't have hundreds of them, but I do have quite a few, and now I can add Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte to my collection, and I just think this is so gorgeous. I don't know if you can see it, sort of a rosy thorn bush in these beautiful blue pale colours, and it's just really gorgeous. I've read this already, but just having it in a beautifully bound copy on my shelf is really wonderful. So lastly, I'm going to show you a few of the second-hand books that I got. I really love second-hand book shopping, and will probably do loads of posts in the future about that. But these were some of the main ones I got. The first was a book that I've been looking for years, and it's almost impossible to find. I never thought I would find it in a tiny bookshop in Barcelona, but there you are. And it is Dream Dark, Blackbringer, so it has both titles, by Lani Taylor, who is probably best known today for her Daughter of Smoke and Bone series. She also wrote Lips Touched 3 Times, which is a short story collection that I read recently, which is gorgeous. I absolutely love her way of writing. I love her language and her ideas, which are quite unique about fairies. So this is more of a, she's a magpie wind witch, the granddaughter of the West Wind is who this book is about, and I've been looking for it. I'm really, really, really looking forward to reading this. So, almost 9 minutes already. God. Anyway, quickly, the second book I bought second-hand, is Fly By Night by Frances Hardinge, which is also a book I've been interested in for quite some time. As you can see, it's really pretty with this red flowery motif, and basically it's about, as far as I know, about a young girl whose father dies, and she has a goose companion, and she travels the world and meets pirates and smugglers and insane rulers and floating coffee houses, and it's just one of those really, really fun and different children's young adult books that I've wanted to read, and here's a beautiful copy that I got, so that's another one. Finally, I found this beautiful hardback edition of Blood Red Snow White by Marcus Sedgwick. Sedgwick, I have about 3 other books by him, which I really, really liked, and this is a fictionalized story about the Russian Revolution, about czars and princesses, and it's this, as I said, it's this beautiful hardback, and with these gorgeous inside this map of Russia, I assume. Uh, and you know, with torn pages, and just a really, really beautiful copy of a book that I'm looking forward to reading. I've liked everything he's written before, so yeah, hopefully this will live up to my expectations for Marcus Sedgwick. And he always has on all of his books his name written like that, which for some reason I just really, really like. I know I said last, but actually the very, very last I just want to show you, because it's not very well known and I really think it should be, is Enhet, Unit, by Nini Holmqvist, who's a Swedish author. I don't know what else she's written, but so this is a Swedish version, but obviously feel free to read it in English if that's your language, or Danish. I think it's possible in Danish too. But basically it's about it's a dystopian book in that sense, about a society where people over 60 who don't have children, who are not married, are considered to not be useful to society anymore, and therefore are put in, let's say, homes. Very nice, very kind, but they are excluded from society and sort of put in a compound where they will, you know, be entertained until they hopefully die very soon, so that society no longer has to take care of them. Very interesting, very about self-reflection, self-feeling in a dystopian society, rather than any sort of action and drama about it. So that's the final one. I'm sorry I went all the way to 11 and a half minutes. It's going to be 12 before I say goodbye. I'm really sorry. I know that first book haul should not be this long. Any book hauls should not be this long. And now I only have 11 seconds left to say to you, thank you very much if you stayed with me all the way until the end. I will soon have another book haul, another video. Thank you for watching, and thank you for following, and see you.